Today we'll discuss the movie Ratatouille. The story revolves around a talented rat named Remy, who resides in a clan. In Paris, there is a renowned restaurant called Gusteau's, where Remy's culinary skills shine. Despite the surprising concept of a rat cooking, the film beautifully portrays the friendship between humans and rats. A rat named Remy dreams of becoming a great French chef despite his family's wishes and the obvious problem of being a rat in a decidedly rodent-phobic profession. The movie begins by highlighting that Auguste Gusteau is the top chef in Paris, causing a stir among other restaurant owners. Gusteau's cookbook inspires many to cook delicious dishes, although some skeptics doubt its effectiveness. Remy, a clever rat, navigates through the city with fellow rats in search of food. His exceptional abilities set him apart. He is very clever, and he can tell if the food is good or bad by just smelling the food. A rat finds cake while looking for food, but Remy stops its friend from eating it as he discovers rat poison. Remy's father is proud of him for helping his friends. Remy believes that having a healthy stomach makes a day better, but his father warns him not to eat too much to avoid health issues. Remy questions why they can't steal food from the kitchen, but his father reminds him that they are rats, not thieves. Despite their differing views, Remy believes that interacting with people is beneficial as they cook good food and discover new things. He ventures into a house to steal food, only to be interrupted by a cooking show on TV. While watching a cooking show featuring Chef Auguste Gusteau on TV, Remy enjoyed cake and strawberries, reminiscing about various foods. Soon after, when the homeowner entered the kitchen, Remy escaped through the window. On his way back home with a mushroom from the fields, he encountered his brother. They both climbed a large building to cook together, but a lightning strike caused them to fall. Later, smelling fried mushrooms, Remy suggested enhancing the flavor with saffron. His brother questioned where to find saffron, prompting Remy to search for it. As he rummaged for a jar, he stumbled upon a book authored by Chef Gusteau. The brother asked Remy about his ability to read. Remy admitted he could read a little, but wanted it kept secret from their father. As Remy picked up the saffron jar, Chef Gusteau's TV show announced Chef Gusteau's passing. This news saddened Remy. Just then, the house lady woke up and attempted to shoot at them with a gun. However, the gun misfired, with an umbrella getting stuck in the barrel. The lady then targeted the rat, leading the brothers to run around. Amidst the chaos, Remy's brother climbed the chandelier. When the lady tried to shoot again, her gun ran out of bullets. While she reloaded, Remy tried to save his brother, but accidentally hung himself on the chandelier. The lady then fired her gun for the final time. Soon after the firing, the building's roof collapsed, releasing hundreds of rats. Among them, only Remy was known for stealing food, while the others were innocent. After the chaos, Remy was shot and found himself on the run carrying a book. As they navigated through paddy fields and attempted to board a boat, Remy was shot before he could escape. Following the incident, Remy lost his family and found himself struggling in rough waters. By a stroke of luck, he managed to hold onto the book and survive. Seeking refuge in a high spot within a tunnel, Remy anxiously awaited any contact from his missing loved ones. He tried calling his father in vain, hoping for a response amidst the turmoil. Remy is separated from the others. Sitting alone, he reads Gusteau's book. Seeing the variety of food inside the book, he feels a severe appetite. Then he begins to talk imaginatively with Gusteau's picture inside the book. Gusteau says if you want to survive, you must get out of here. Remy then goes up the tunnel through the pipe in search of food. After he comes running to a party, he sees a butter bun there. Seeing that he wants to eat that butter bun, and just then, Gusteau comes to the imagination and says, "Why are you stealing food? You must remember that you are a cook. Cooks never steal food, rather they cook food for others." Encouraged by an imaginary Gusteau, he explores until he finds himself on the roof of Gusteau's eponymous restaurant. Then he runs inside the restaurant. He sees that various kinds of food are being cooked in the kitchen. The head chef is in charge of everything. Alfredo Linguini, a youngster, comes here looking for work. Alfredo then pulls out a note and delivers it to the head chef. He grabbed the letter in his hand and stated, "Well, I'll call you if we need you." Another chef standing nearby says we need a servant kid, who happens to be the son of Gusteau's girlfriend. Now, the chief chef says, "Okay, you'll be cleaning the kitchen." But he didn't open or read the letter. Remy was seeing everything from above. Gusteau goes on to claim that everyone in this room works in the kitchen. Remy claims everyone may be part of the kitchen, but I don't think this boy can be a chef ever. Gusteau suddenly becomes enraged and asks, "Did you forget I wrote in my book that anyone can cook?" While Gusteau was stating these things to Remy, we observe Alfredo begin cooking by mixing various ingredients into the soup. In the meantime, Remy dashed down and fell into the basin. Remy runs around the kitchen attempting to get to the soup. Remy is in so much danger, but he eventually reaches the soup. On the other side, Alfredo vomits after trying some of his soup. Remy later adds several spices to the heated soup, vegetables and all of the ingredients required to make it great. In other words, he began to cook for himself. When the boy Alfredo notices all of this, the two exchange long stares. Meanwhile, the head chef arrives to take the soup. When given the opportunity, Alfredo immediately covers Remy with a lid. The head chef grabs Alfredo's collar and shouts, "Bastard! How dare you come to my kitchen and cook soup? I'll kill you today." Soon later, a server arrives and takes some soup from there to give to the diners. When the head chef notices this, he starts chasing after him, ensuring that no one can consume the soup. However, the head chef realizes that there is no noise inside. The chief chef then walks outside and inspects the inside using the ladder. Just then, a woman inside inquires about the soup. Hearing this, the head chef becomes enraged and shouts, "Alfredo, son of a bitch, your job is over today." After a while, a waiter emerges from the kitchen and reports that the customers have called the head chef. On the other hand, a lady cook claims that the man seated there is not our customer. He has come to trash us and our bad luck, and this soup is his fate. Surprisingly, the head chef emerges from the kitchen and announces that the man enjoys the soup very much. Still, the head chef wants to fire Alfredo, but the rest say, "Have you forgotten Gusteau had a saying that anyone can cook?" The chef then gives Alfredo the job of cooking soup and says from now on he will keep a close eye on him. Just then they see the rat, and all together, they become desperate to kill the rat. However, Alfredo grabs the rat and traps it in a container. The head chef tells them to kill it instantly. Everyone else is ready to kill the rat, but Alfredo says, "If we kill rats in the kitchen, the reputation of our restaurant will be tarnished." Alfredo was in confusion when he realized that the soup he had just served to a customer was not made by him, but by a talented rat named Remy. Feeling guilty, Alfredo took Remy out of the jar he had caught him in and started talking to him. Surprisingly, Remy could understand Alfredo, and they began to communicate with each other. But Remy, being a free-spirited rat, wanted to escape and ran away when Alfredo opened the lid of the jar. Disappointed that he didn't cook the soup himself, Alfredo was amazed to find out that Remy was the one who had helped him. Excited by this revelation, Alfredo convinced Remy to help him cook at the restaurant. With Remy controlled Alfredo's movements by pulling on his hair under his toque, they recreated the soup and continued cooking at the restaurant. Despite Colette's initial resistance, she eventually warms up to Alfredo due to his willingness to learn and take advice. Meanwhile, Remy finds his brother Emile and reunites with their clan. However, when Django, their leader, warns Remy about the dangers of being around humans, Remy ignores him and chooses to stay at the restaurant with Alfredo. Meanwhile, Skinner discovers a letter from Alfredo's late mother, stating that Alfredo is Gusteau's illegitimate son and the rightful owner of the restaurant. Skinner is shocked and enraged about this revelation, as Gusteau's will stated that he would inherit ownership of the restaurant only if no biological heir appeared 2 years after the latter's death. After his lawyer verifies that Alfredo Linguini is Gusteau's heir, Skinner hides the evidence in an envelope, but Remy finds it, escapes, and shows it to Alfredo, who then sacks Skinner and discontinues a line of frozen food that Skinner had started. The restaurant thrives as Remy's recipes become popular, and Linguini's life improves as he develops a romantic relationship with Colette. Food critic Anton Ego, whose previous negative review of the restaurant indirectly led to Gusteau's death, announces to Alfredo Linguini that he will review the restaurant again the following day. After Alfredo Linguini takes credit for Remy's cooking at a press conference, he and Remy have a falling out. As revenge, Remy leads his clan to raid the restaurant's pantries. Alfredo Linguini arrives to apologize, but upon discovering the raid, he furiously expels Remy and his clan from the restaurant. The next day, Remy is captured by Skinner, but quickly freed by Django and Emile. After returning to the restaurant, he and Alfredo Linguini reconcile, and Linguini reveals Remy to his staff, who all immediately quit. Reminded of Gusteau's motto, Colette returns to help the clan cook under Remy's direction, while Alfredo waits tables. Skinner and a health inspector attempt to interfere, but are locked in the pantry by the rats. Remy creates a variation of ratatouille, which reminds Ego of his mother's cooking. Ego asks to meet the chef and is stunned upon being introduced to Remy after the restaurant closes for the day. The following day, he composed a critique titled "The Best of France," affirming that he has comprehended Gusteau's slogan, and portraying Remy, without revealing his true identity as a rat, is nothing short of the greatest chef in all of France. After Skinner and the health inspector are released, they reported the illegal activities at Gusteau's, which resulted in its closure, leading to Ego losing his job and reputation. Remy, Alfredo Linguini, and Colette open their bistro named La Ratatouille, which Ego invests in and frequently visits, bringing him newfound happiness. The rat colony also finds a new home in the bistro's attic. The movie ends here.